Springs, and Rutland. The City of Stoughton will appear in all matters this evening by Attorney Kieran O'Day. Before I begin calling cases, I want to go over some of the procedures we'll follow tonight and some of your rights as defendants. These procedures are also set forth on the form that was made available when you came in the courtroom. First, please turn off your cell phones. Second, this hearing is for initial appearances on the citations you received. This is not the time for a trial or telling me your side of what happened. When your case is called, please come up to the podium in front here and remember to speak clearly. These proceedings are being recorded, so you need to answer questions verbally and not by simply nodding or shaking your head. Tonight, I will ask you to enter a plea to the citation you were issued. Your plea options are guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty means you admit you did whatever it is you're charged with. A plea of not guilty means you want to contest the charges against you. And a plea of no contest means that while you do not admit doing anything unlawful, you do not wish to contest the matter either. In many cases, Mr. O'Day will be in a position this evening to make you an offer to resolve your case right here tonight. If you do arrive at such an agreement, you should enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Either way, guilty or no contest, I will find you guilty. I'll then review the facts of your case to determine whether there is a factual basis for accepting your plea, and will give you an opportunity at that point, if you wish, to tell me anything you feel is relevant to my decision. I will then decide what the sentence in your case should be. In almost all cases, I will order you to pay a forfeiture, which is a money penalty, like a fine. It may range anywhere from $20 to $10,000, though the vast majority will be in the range of $50 to $200. I'm also required to impose court costs, which will increase the total amount you must pay. I'll automatically give you 30 days to pay your forfeiture, but if you think you'll need more time than that, please let me know right away, and we'll set up a payment plan. Failure to timely pay your forfeiture can result in suspension of your driver's license or referring the matter to for debt collection. If you plead not guilty to the charges against you, I'll schedule your case for a pretrial conference over the phone with the city attorney. At that time, you can discuss your case with him and see if your case can be resolved without a trial. If it cannot be resolved, I'll schedule a matter for trial. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you in your case, but you must hire that attorney on your own. The public defender's office will not represent you. You also have the right to ask me for continuance of your case if you need to consult with an attorney or for some other reason. If you are charged with operating while intoxicated or some related offense, you have the right to a jury trial in circuit court in Madison. However, you must post jury fees and do so within 10 days of the entry of your plea. Trials on all other offenses will be heard by me, and you'll have the right to appeal any decision I make in your case. Those of you who are charged with a traffic offense should bear in mind that in addition to having to pay a forfeiture if you're found guilty, the Division of Motor Vehicles may impose demerit points against your license. If 12 or more points are assessed against your license in any 12-month period, your driving privileges will be suspended for a period of time. If you hold a probationary license, those points may be doubled. Finally, if your address changes at any time while your case is pending, you must notify the court within 5 days of such a change. City versus Kellerman. You're Mr. Kellerman?
Yeah, I am.
And is your last name spelled Kellerman?
That is correct.
And do you still live on Williams Drive in Stoughton?
That is correct.
All right, sir, you're charged with failure to yield or stop for an emergency vehicle. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
Yes.
Does the city have an offer for the defendant this evening?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Kellerman, you have a couple of choices here. If you enter a plea of guilty or no contest, I'll find you guilty tonight. And in all likelihood, I would impose a forfeiture of $250, and 4 points would be assessed against your driver's license. On the other hand, if you enter a plea of not guilty, I can schedule this for a pretrial conference over the phone with Mr. O'Day, and you can see if the two of you can get the case resolved without a trial. How do you wish to plead?
Well, I was under the influence that could plead no contest and explain what my version of it was.
Okay,
But
if you
so-
want, sir, if you want to plead no contest, I'll find you guilty, though. You understand that?
And if I plead not guilty, can I resolve it tonight?
No.
No.
No, I'll set it for a pretrial conference, and you can discuss the matter with Mr. O'Day.
Okay.
He'll listen to whatever you may have to say about what happened, and you may be able to get the case resolved. And if you do, you probably won't have to come back to court.
So by pleading no contest, or,
If you plead no contest, that's the same thing as saying, I don't want to contest the charges, find me guilty. And I will find you guilty. But if you want a chance to talk it over with Mr. O'Day to see if some agreement can be arrived at that doesn't result in a conviction on this particular charge, then you should enter a plea of not guilty, and I'll schedule this for a pretrial conference over the phone on August 20th. Do you want to have time to talk to Mr. O'Day about this?
yeah, let me do that.
Okay, so I will enter a plea of not guilty on
Okay.
your behalf, and we'll schedule this for a pretrial conference, and again, that's over the phone, on August 20th at 4:50. Sir, we'll give you that in writing. Is
Okay,
that a date
all
and
right.
time that works for you?
Okay.
Okay, hang on, we'll give you notice, and then do you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty well clear now on that.
It's all right. A lot of people don't understand what pleading no contest means.
Yeah. So you're Mr. O'Day?
No. Okay. So again, it'll be August 20th at 4:50. We're having trouble with our printer.
Okay.
So what we'll do is mail you notice,
Okay,
all right?
okay.
And
Can I
that'll
just
have
say what-
information on how you get hold of Mr. O'Day.
Can I just say one thing to him? Or should that wait?
Well, why don't you let it wait? We do
Okay.
have other cases.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thank
Yep.
you. City versus Yakovich. Did I say your name correctly?
You did, yeah.
Excellent, thank you. Mary, I did the wrong thing here. Sorry.
No, that's right. Let me if I can
Yep.
grab my mouse. There it is.
All right, okay. Sir, is your last name spelled Yacovitch?
Yes, sir.
And do you still live on Oak Street in Stoughton?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're charged with speeding on a public highway, specifically going 41 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
Yes, sir.
Does the city have an offer for the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor. The city will offer 1 to 9 over for 3 demerit points and a forfeiture of $98.80.
Mr. Yakovich, is that something you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. Then how do you wish to plead?
No contest?
All right. Let me just review the citation here. I'll accept your plea and find you guilty. Do you have anything you want to tell me about what I should do with this case?
No, sir.
Okay. Anything more from the city?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. I will amend the citation as moved to speeding by 9 over, and the recommended forfeiture and costs was $98.80?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's what I'll order then. Do you need more than 30 days to pay that, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Something's wrong with it. I'll have to send him the
Okay.
judgment, I'm sorry.
I'll have to mail you a copy of the judgment. That'll give you information on how you can pay that forfeiture. If you don't get that for some reason, contact my clerk's office so that we can get that to you, because it's important you have a written record of what happened here tonight.
Yes, sir. How would I be able to get in contact with said?
Our phone number's on the city website,
All right, perfect. Thank you.
okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, too.
City versus Esther. Mary, where's the back button on this?
You just exit out.
Over here?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that-
got it. Perfect. All right, you're Benjamin Esther?
Yep.
And sir, is your last name spelled E-S-T-E-R?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. And do you still live on Central Avenue in Deerfield?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with speeding on a public highway, specifically going 50 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. Do you understand the nature of the charge against you?
Yes, sir.
Does the city have an offer for the defendant this evening?
Yes, Your Honor. The city will offer 19 miles an hour over, which would be 4 demerit points and forfeiture of $124.
Okay. Mr. Esther, is that something you're interested in doing?
No, I was going to plead not guilty so I can get an appointment.
That's fine.
Thank you.
We'll set this for a pre-trial conference over the phone, August 20th.
September 3rd.
Oh, I'm sorry, September 3rd now,
3 p.m.
at 3 p.m. Is that going to work for you?
Yeah, I can make that work.
Okay. We will mail you notice, and that'll have Mr. O'Day's phone number on it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
you.
sir. City versus Nancy Boys. Come on up, ma'am. Ma'am, you're charged with failure to stop at a stop sign. Do you understand the nature of the charge against you?
Yes,
Do you still live on Oak Lawn Road in Stoughton?
yes,
And last name is spelled B-O-Y-E-S?
yes.
Okay. Does the city have an offer for the defendant?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Boys, unless you object, what I'm going to do is enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf
Yep.
and schedule this for a pretrial conference over the phone with Mr. O'Day.
Yes, thank you.
And that'll be on September 3rd at, do you have a time?
3:10.
3:10, is that
Great.
going to work?
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
I have-
we'll mail,
It's working.
oh, we're good now, okay. Don't go, we'll give you
Okay.
notice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions while we're printing?
Nope, I'm
Okay.
good. Thanks for not putting an L in my name. Boyles.
Oh,
You don't believe how many people do that. Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
City versus Van Gelder. Excuse me. Oh yeah, there he is. Sorry, Van Gilder.
Sure.
Sorry about
Yes.
that.
Great.
Sir, do you still live on Broadway Street in Stoughton?
Mm-hmm.
And last name is VAN space GILDER?
Good. Correct.
Okay. Sir, you're charged with speeding on a public highway, specifically traveling at 44 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. Do you understand the nature of the charge against you?
Yes.
Does the city have an offer?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Van Gilder, if you want to have a chance to discuss the case with Mr. O'Day, you should enter a plea of not guilty. And then we'll schedule this for a pretrial phone conference on September 3rd. Otherwise, if you plead guilty or no contest tonight, I'll find you guilty, and in all likelihood, I would impose a forfeiture and costs of $124.
Well, we'll just go with the ticket. No contest. I was hoping for a little better discussion tonight. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, but we don't have time to do that tonight. You can call Mr. O'Day and discuss it with him.
We'll settle tonight. Thank you.
All right. I'm just reviewing the citation. I do find a factual basis for your plea. I will find you guilty. What's the city's position with respect to disposition?
As stated on the citation, Your Honor.
$124. Mr. Van Gilder, is there anything you want to tell me before I decide on a sentence for you?
If you would consider lessening the point, that would be lovely. I was amongst a long ride home from Northwest Madison, bad traffic on the Beltline. I was terrifically uncomfortable in my last couple miles to home, and so I did go a little fast in my last 2 blocks, and I was pulled over in my driveway with my bathroom in sight. It was horribly ironic.
Well, unfortunately, having pled to speeding by 16 to 19 over, that's a 4-point violation, and I don't have any discretion on the points. That's up to DMV.
Okay.
I do see that you have no violations on your record. If you want to have a chance to talk this over with Mr. O'Day, I'd be happy to set aside your plea and finding of guilt.
Okay, let's please take 10 minutes in the future and work on that then. Thank you for your instruction.
That might save you some money, both on the ticket and insurance.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Okay,
I'll appreciate
you're
your
welcome.
time. Thank
So
you.
I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. We'll set this on for a telephone pretrial conference September 3rd at
3:20.
3:20. Is that going to work for you?
Sure, sure.
Okay, hang on and we'll give that to you in writing.
Okay, thanks.
No, I can appreciate wanting to just get it over with, but it often works to people's advantage to have a chance to talk to the prosecutor. right, have a good evening. City versus Alderman. You're Ms. Alderman?
I am.
Last name spelled Alderman.
It is.
Do you still live on Whitcomb Drive in Madison?
No, I don't.
Okay, what's your new address?
1810 Fremont Avenue, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hang
I
on.
have that in our record. I don't- it must
You
have-
got the,
yeah, I have
oh,
the
all right.
correct one.
Then it's already been updated. Ma'am, you're charged with operating a motor vehicle without insurance. Have you since obtained insurance?
I have. Yep.
Can you show that to Mr. O'Day,
Yep.
please?
The defendant provided proof of insurance. City moves to dismiss.
Do you have any objection to that?
No.
Okay, dismissed.
Because I've never had to do this before. I'm nervous as hell.
All right, it's dismissed. Hang on, and we'll give you a copy of the
Okay.
judgment that says it's been dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, have a good evening. City versus Carabello. Did I say your name correctly?
Carabello. yes.
Carabello, okay. And that's Carabello?
Yes.
Do you still live on Simonson Street in Deerfield?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with operating a motor vehicle that has not been properly registered. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
Yes.
Is the vehicle registered now?
Yes.
Can you show something to Mr. O'Day that says that?
Your Honor, the defendant provided proof of registration. City moves to dismiss.
Do you have any objection to that, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, it is dismissed then. Hang on, and we'll give you a copy of the judgment that says I dismissed it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yes, three, there's one.
Yeah, got it, thank you. City versus Giovanni Vasquez Rivera. Are you Mr. Vasquez Rivera?
That's correct.
And last name is Vazquez space Rivera.
That's correct.
And do you still live on MacArthur Road in Madison?
Yes. 1360, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you are looking at 3 citations tonight. The first is for operating a motor vehicle after your license has been revoked. Do you understand the nature of that charge?
Yes, I do.
You're also charged with operating a motor vehicle without any auto insurance. Do you understand the nature of that charge?
Yes, I do.
And finally, you're charged with speeding on a public highway, specifically driving at 40 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. Do you understand the nature of that charge?
I do.
Does the city have an offer for the defendant?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
I guess the first question I have for you, sir, is do you have insurance, auto insurance at this time?
Can I explain what's going on?
Well,
So-
no, I just need to, that's a yes or no question. Do you
No,
have insurance?
I can't. I
Okay.
can't yet because my license is suspended.
Well, it's actually revoked. So the next question then is, do you know what you need to do in order to get your driving privileges back?
Yes, I had to do the OWI program. I just don't have the money right now. I lost my job because that traffic
Yep.
thing that I had.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
working on
here's-
it.
Yep. So here's what I can do. If you enter a plea of not guilty, I'll schedule this for a pretrial conference on September 3rd with Mr. O'Day. You can discuss with him the progress you've made towards getting your license back. I'm more than willing to give you a reasonable period of time to get your driving privileges back so that you can also get auto insurance. You can also discuss the speeding ticket with Mr. O'Day at that time. Our goal is to have people who are driving do so lawfully. So if you don't have insurance and you don't have a valid license, that is a problem for everybody else on the road.
Mhm.
Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf, schedule this for a pretrial phone conference on September 3rd at
3:30.
3:30. Does that work for you?
Yes, they do.
Okay, hang on and we'll give that to you in writing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Before you call the next name, he wasn't sure what she was saying. It's, so I don't call that Molnar is who I have as number 9. Just the woman in the back, the two of them came in late, so if you maybe just.
Sure.
Okay. 'Cause we're not sure of the name. I think so, yeah. Oh, okay, good, thank you. If you tell him this is, did he leave?
Yep, he's right
Oh,
there.
okay. This is for all three of them at the same time.
Okay, so what?
Sorry, he couldn't understand what she was saying. She came in late and there were so many people, he couldn't understand her name, so we're not sure. So if you want to reply from him, I don't know her name. He couldn't make it out. He thought it was Molnar, but then he noticed that she's like, that has been paid, so it's probably not correct.
Okay.
Oh, she's coming.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Linda Moore. And,
Well,
Ma-
hang on.
okay.
Moore?
Yes, sir.
How do you spell that, ma'am?
Moore, M-O-O-R-E. What ticket? What ticket? Did you show me a ticket earlier? Oh,
We don't have her on for tonight.
and this for the judge. Sir. Excuse me. This for the judge my case manager gave me.
Okay, he'll be there in a second.
Okay.
This is the second one tonight that didn't come to our program.
Oh,
That Van Gilder was also, so I don't have the police report for you.
okay.
But it looks like she has something, insurance. She can add it, but
Yeah, why don't you see if you
that's
can?
what we did before.
Ma'am, I'm going to pass on your case for a minute. For some reason, we didn't get your file for tonight. The bailiff is going to see if he can get that for me so that we all know what we're doing. Okay?
No, I was at Walmart.
No, I don't want to hear about that right
Oh,
now.
okay.
I'm just letting you know that You can have a seat, and I'll call your case as soon as I get your
Okay, thank you.
file.
The other one came in late, so we don't have.
Okay. And ma'am, what's your name?
Wanzong, Leah. Wanzong, W-A-N-Z-O-N-G. I can bring up I have the ticket thing.
No, you I have.
Awesome. It was, oops, sorry, clutch.
All right. Let's see. City versus Leah Wanzong.
Yes.
And ma'am, is your last name spelled W-A-N-Z-O-N-G?
Yes, it is.
First name Leah, L-E-A-H?
Yes.
And do you still live on Berkeley Drive in Stoughton?
Oh, that's in Madison.
I'm sorry, in Madison.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're charged with operating a motor vehicle without proper registration. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
Yes.
And is the vehicle registered now?
Yes, I have the.
Okay. Show that to Mr. O'Day, please.
Your Honor, defendant provided proof of registration. City moves to dismiss.
Do you have any objection to that?
No, thank you.
Okay. So ordered. Hang on, and we'll give you a copy of the judgment.
Okay, thank
You
you.
should keep that with you.
If you go back out, it
Oh,
should be
okay.
in there.
But Mr. O'Day won't have her then.
No, because I didn't have it this morning. I sent
Right.
this to him previously.
All right. We'll wing it. Ms. Moore, come on back up. All right. City versus Linda Moore. Last name is spelled M-O-O-R-E. That's a yes?
Yes,
Okay. And do you still live on Vernon Street in Stoughton?
yes,
Ma'am, you've been cited for disorderly conduct, which means that in a public or a private place, you engaged in conduct that could tend to cause or provoke a disturbance. Do you understand the nature of the charge?
yes, sir.
And Mr. O'Day, you don't have a copy of the police report, so I assume you're not in a position to make an offer tonight.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Moore, you've got a couple choices. If you plead guilty or no contest tonight, I'll find you guilty. And in all likelihood, I would impose a forfeiture and costs of $124. On the other hand, if you want to have a chance to discuss the case with Mr. O'Day, you may be able to resolve it in such a way that you don't have to come back to court again.
Okay.
Is that what you'd like to do? Have a chance to talk to Mr. O'Day?
What's that?
The gentleman sitting right there, he
Oh,
represents
sure.
the city.
Yes,
Okay. So I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. We'll schedule this for a telephone conference on September 3rd, where you can talk to Mr. O'Day. And do we have a time for her?
40.
At 3:40? Is that going to work?
I hope so. But, my case manager also gave me some that she wrote for you.
Okay, well, now isn't the time for me to look at that.
Okay,
I may look at it at some later point, but not right
Okay.
now.
okay.
I don't have her in our system either.
Oh,
so I
right.
mailed the
Okay.
notice to her.
We'll have to mail notice to you of the pretrial conference, and that'll have Mr. O'Day's phone number on it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, then.
You are. Should I talk to you now?
No, when
He doesn't-
You get the letter from Mary.
Yeah,
You'll call me.
he doesn't have the police report, so he
Oh,
really isn't in a
okay.
position to
So
discuss
he just gonna
it.
call me over the phone
You call him.
and get his number?
We'll give you his number.
Okay.
It's coming in the mail,
All right, thank you.
okay?
I can go home now?
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Or anywhere else you want to go.
Home.
Okay.
Home, back to bed.
Okay, good night.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, that was fast.
If it's gonna go wrong, what went wrong tonight?
So, can we take care of any of the 6 o'clocks?
There's only one that will appear, yes.
Weren't there some where they're not appearing?
Yes, that's right.
All right.
This one, had previously had an agreement, and I verified there were no more traffic violations.
So there are
during
two,
that
right?
No, it just, that's the previous agreement. I
Oh,
have that there
okay,
for you to
okay.
review.
City versus Rosado. There's no appearance. Mr. O'Day, my understanding is that the defendant back in December entered into an agreement with the city whereby the city would hold the citation open for 6 months and then move to dismiss, provided the defendant did not receive any other traffic citations. And as nearly as we can tell, the defendant has not. So what's the city's motion?
City will move to dismiss.
All right, so ordered.
This letter from an attorney, I'm not sure if that's our policy, so I didn't prepare a document.
That's okay. City versus Venden. Did Mr. O'Day get a copy of the letter?
Yes.
Okay. So we got a letter from attorneys for the defendant advising that the defendant passed away.
Here's the original citation. She was.
Yep.
she
Got
died
it.
before the court date.
The defendant apparently died before the court date she'd been given, and attorneys for the defendant are asking the court to vacate the judgment and dismiss the matter. What's the city's position?
And the city has no objection.
All right, so ordered then. It will vacate the judgment and dismiss the matter.
Other
And then
one to
Guy
discuss,
Tarkenton?
He's the one that will be appearing because he
Oh,
was
okay.
denied last time. The only other is Hamas. He sent me an email this morning that he would be making a payment this afternoon. Up until court, I've checked and there was no payment made. So he may come tonight after work.
Yeah.
Maybe this is Mr. Tarkenton.
Are you Mr. Tarkenton?
Warner.
Warner.
Late.
Oh, he's an initial.
Traffic.
Yep, that's all right.
Initial appearance.
It's your lucky day.
Thank you.
I didn't convict you yet. All right, Mr. Warner, come on up to the podium there. And since you weren't here, I will let you know that the gentleman sitting to your right represents the city of Stoughton. He's the city of Stoughton attorney for this evening. Mr. Warner, do you still live on South Locust Street in Janesville?
Yes.
You're charged with speeding on a public highway, specifically that you were traveling 43 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. Is the city in a position to make an offer to the defendant this evening to resolve the matter?
Yes, Your Honor, the city will recommend amending to 9 miles an hour over for 3 points and $98.80.
Mr. Warner, are you interested in taking the city up on that offer?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, then. I will amend to speeding by 9 over. I do find a factual basis for your plea, and I'll find you guilty. The city's recommending a forfeiture of $98.80. Is there anything else you want to tell me before I decide on your sentence?
No.
All right. I will adopt the party's recommendation and order a forfeiture and costs totaling $98.80. I'll give you 30 days to pay that. Do you need more than 30 days?
I think 30 days to do it.
Okay.
Plead no contest or guilty.
Did you enter a plea of no contest?
No contest, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't catch it.
Nope, it's okay. Hang on, and we'll give you a copy of the judgment.
Okay, great. Appreciate the patience.
No, it's all
Yep.
right. We
Have
were
a good
here.
night.
You too. In all other matters for the on the 5 o'clock docket that I have not called, based on the defendant's non-appearance, I will find them guilty of the citations issued by default. By way of disposition, I will order them to pay forfeitures in the deposit amount shown on the citations and give each of them 30 days to pay that. The one that gives me a little bit of pause here, well, there are 3 retail thefts. 2 for Terrence Vance and 1 for Tasha Swenson, where the victims have requested restitution?
They did not.
Or did not?
It was part of the police report, but there was no official form requested.
Okay, that's fine then. I'm not ordering restitution in any of those cases then. If the victims decide that they do want restitution, they have to ask for it.
There was a third for Tasha Swenson. Did you get that one too?
I just saw the, oh, yeah, right. That was the failure to stop at stop sign operating
She has
after.
3 or 4.
Right.
Actually, there was
Right.
retail theft was 187, but.
Right,
again,
and that's, I defaulted those
Okay,
and,
good.
okay. So Mr. Tarkenton is coming in at 6,
Correct.
and Mr. Hammes may or may not.
He isn't. He said, he sent me an email saying that he has in-person therapy on Wednesday. But this morning, he said he will be dropping a payment off this afternoon. So that would help his case. He does.
Well, what we'll do then is I'll order Mr. Hammes to appear in person, 6 o'clock, July 16th.
We'll have to have him personally served.
I know.
Because it doesn't seem to.
That might be one of the guys that. All right, we're in recess until Mr. Tarkenton shows up.
Did I give you a copy of this motion to reopen
I have the motion to reopen. Do you have the?
for Tarkenton?
Yeah. Do you
Okay,
have the,
good.
Can I see it?
Do you have the police report form?
Oh, I can get that. Shoot. Trying to think how to get it for, I can print it out for you. It's too long.
It's a failure to stop at stop sign.
Cool, Sergeant. I'm going to let Kieran speak it.
So I used to appear at Beloit in front of a judge who hated not sitting on the bench. Yeah, we're off the record. Yeah. Bob said we were percent, but yeah, we're off the record. He hated not being able to sit at the bench. I think that that's what was going on, because if he had time that he could fill somehow, he would. I remember one time we had 4 misdemeanor cases set on for plea and sentencing at 1:15. We had agreements on 3 of them. And on one, the only question was how big a fine we were gonna have the judge order. It took him 3.5 hours to get through those 4 cases. Any other judge, it would have been 10 minutes.
Yikes.
sucker up for 3 days. I think we had 3 witnesses between both sides.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, I saw that too. I also saw that there was a triple homicide in Janesville yesterday. All right, City versus Guy Tarkington. The defendant had an initial appearance date of May 21st and failed to appear. Based on his non-appearance, I found him guilty by default and imposed a forfeiture and costs totaling $98.08. The defendant has moved to have that judgment vacated and the case reopened because he had the wrong court date entered on his phone reminder. What's the city's position on the motion?
No objection.
All right. I will order the judgment vacated then. And Mr. Tarkington, since you're here, if you want to have a minute to talk to Mr. O'Day, since we're all here, to see if the matter can be resolved, I'll give you some time to talk to him.
Perfect, that's my goal, thank you.
Okay. Well, you want that.
It's kind of crazy for $124 in order to appeal it to the Dane County. It's $145.50 and it just doesn't make sense. Plus he got
That's the filing fee?
That's what I've been told. And plus he got the notice he has to attend that failure to yield course on top of it. So,
You're quite familiar with all this. Yep. Okay, so what I can offer is.
So that should work though, if we send those motions to Kieran.
I did actually 3 today, so
Oh,
I removed 3
great.
from the docket. Worked
Great.
out really well.
Okay, and then you just signed them for me then?
We didn't even
The
do
orders.
an official motion. I figured because it's not coming before you, I'm just scheduling them for a pretrial if that works for
Yeah,
you.
that's
Okay.
fine, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. That was nice. That'll save us
It's no points.
a lot of time.
That's my goal. I don't care.
No.
Yeah, and then if it's one where he opposes the motion, then you can send notice out and advise them of the appellate procedure and all that.
That works well.
Great.
Check tonight. Just make it go away. Thank you.
Ready to go back on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, recalling City versus Tarkington. Mr. O'Day, what are we doing?
The city is willing to amend the charge to improper signal for stop or turn under WSStat 34635, and that is no points and a forfeiture of $86.20, and removes the DOT class.
Mr. Tarkington, is that what you want to do this evening?
Yes, sir.
I will amend the citation as moved by the city. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
I'm just going to review the citation.
All right.
Can I get the statute again?
Yeah, 34635. I do find a factual basis for your plea, and I will find you guilty. Is there anything you want to tell me before I sentence you?
Thank you guys for your time.
Okay. Yeah, I've looked at your driving record, and this isn't your first time.
No, sir, it's not. That's why I'd like to make this go away.
Okay.
Because obviously I need my license for employment.
What do you do?
Maintenance work, Sun Prairie School District,
Oh,
So we're in
okay.
trucks driving all over to 15
yeah.
different buildings all day, every day. And that would really mess up my livelihood.
Yes, it would. All right, I will order you to pay a forfeiture and costs totaling $86.20. I'll give you 30 days to pay that. Is that enough time?
I'm gonna pay it right now if I could. Or
Um,
does that not work? I have a checkbook.
Well, you don't pay me.
Okay. I know that. Hope not.
It would really be a bad look.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I can, well, however you want to do it.
You can pay on your way out
Perfect.
downstairs.
That works.
All right, drive more carefully, please.
Yes, sir, I will, and I really appreciate all your folks' time this evening.
Okay,
Okay?
you have a good evening.
Yep, thanks, guys.
You got a copy of the judgment, okay. Is there anything else?
No, I have nothing else.
All right, then we are adjourned.